Definition of ethics. Ethics, also known as moral philosophy, is the branch of philosophy that systematically examines concepts of right and wrong, good and bad, virtue and vice, and moral duty and obligation. It seeks to answer the fundamental question, how should we live? Unlike descriptive morality, which describes what people actually believe or do, ethics is prescriptive. It tells us what we ought to do, regardless of what is commonly done. The term ethics derives from the Greek ethos, character, while moral philosophy derives from the Latin moralis, custom. In contemporary usage, the two terms are used interchangeably. Relation to moral philosophy. Ethics and moral philosophy are essentially the same field. Both refer to the systematic study of moral concepts and principles. Moral philosophy is the broader term that encompasses all philosophical reflection on morality. Ethics is the more common synonym. Together, they are divided into three main branches. Metaethics, this branch investigates the nature of moral language and concepts. It does not tell us what is right or wrong, but asks questions such as, do moral truths exist objectively, or are they merely expressions of emotion? Can moral statements be true or false? Are there moral facts? Metaethics is the foundation upon which normative theories are built. Normative ethics, this branch proposes standards or criteria for right action. It tells us what we ought to do. The three major normative theories are utilitarianism, consequentialism, and action is right if it produces the greatest good for the greatest number. The focus is on outcomes. Deontology, duty-based, and action is right if it follows a moral rule or duty. For example, do not lie. Keep promises regardless of consequences. Virtue ethics focuses on the character of the moral agent. An action is right if it is what a virtuous person would do. Virtues include honesty, courage, compassion, and integrity. Applied ethics, this branch addresses practical moral problems in specific domains. It applies normative theories to real-world issues. Subfields include bioethics, informed consent, euthanasia, abortion, business ethics, fair trade, whistleblowing, environmental ethics, climate responsibility, animal rights, and most relevant for this course, research ethics. How ethics relates to research. Research ethics is a subset of applied ethics. It applies the principles of normative ethics to the conduct of scientific inquiry. For example, utilitarianism would justify research that benefits many people, but it would also require minimizing harm to participants. Deontology would demand that informed consent be obtained as an absolute duty, even if obtaining consent is inconvenient. Virtue ethics would cultivate the researcher's character honesty, integrity, and accountability so that they naturally avoid misconduct. Research ethics covers the entire research life cycle, proposing a study, obtaining ethics approval, recruiting participants, collecting and analyzing data, reporting findings, and publishing. Key ethical requirements inform consent, confidentiality, avoiding fabrication and falsification, proper authorship, and disclosing conflicts of interest are all derived from moral philosophy. Thus, ethics is not an external constraint, but the very foundation of trustworthy science. Without ethical reflection, research becomes a mere technical exercise that may harm participants, mislead the public, and corrupt the scholarly record.